One of the most intriguing aspects of an out-of-body experience is the feeling of being completely out of control. This terrifies me. How do you think such an experience can change a person on a fundamental level? And in the aftermath, how can someone lean into that transformation and really embrace the changes that come with it? Very deep question. Great question. The first thing with being out of control, the Brian Keane before the very first retreat was a control freak. 100%. I had serious control tendencies, hence why my anxiety was ramped to 11 at all the time. Again, leads to outward success externally, but you're fueled by this anxiety inside. What the plant medicine taught me was the beauty comes in letting go. The beauty comes in not being in control, because the control is an illusion anyway. It's a construct that you've decided to keep your ego safe and protected so that you can move through the world without feeling too much pain or hurt. When I first understood that was a story and a narrative that I, as a person, Brian Keane, had decided to follow subconsciously as programming, that was the first step towards being able to let go. And when it comes to being out of body, a lot of the surrender comes from knowing that there's frequencies, and most of us intuitively know this. We say it all the time and things like, oh, not digging his vibe, not digging her vibe, we didn't vibe, frequency was off. We have different language, so we instinctively know this. There's people that we talk to, family members, friends, dates. You meet people on the street and go, fuck no, their vibe is off. It's just not flowing and merging with mine. So we instinctively know this. But what I didn't know was there's frequencies within me. When I'm operating at scarcity and anxiety, I'm vibrating at a lower frequency. When I'm operating from a place of love, peace, and gratitude, 3 big anchors for me, I'm vibrating at a higher frequency, which doesn't change anything externally, but it changes everything internally. It means that you're moving through the world on a different fuel source, i.e. electric versus gasoline, diesel, or petrol. That is one of those things that when you understand, not when you know, when you understand, you draw the bridge between the two. You don't fear the loss of control. And in the aftermath, and the biggest misconception with ayahuasca that I've seen is people think the plant does the work and that the retreat does the work. That's not what happens. What happens is it reveals and illuminates and shows you the stupid shit that you're doing and the stuff that you're doing well. And then it allows you to come back into your normal world with your family members, with your friends, with your job, with your fitness, etc. And you have all this awareness, and then you can decide, well, actually, I don't want to be around this person anymore. I don't want to be doing this anymore. I'm getting one life and eventually it's going to be over. I had one breath when I came into this world and eventually there'll be a last breath and then I'm going to be gone. And it's what you do in between. What the plant does, from all the times I've sat with it, is it reveals that on what you're doing well, where you're aligned and where you're misaligned. And then when you come back, that's when the work starts. The work starts for the 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years after. You're integrating it each time. And one of the reasons I've had such a long gap, 1.5 years between the calls, was I was integrating. I was integrating things that came up. I was trying to show up in the world in a different place. And that aftermath, that afterglow that eventually fades and you go back to your default setting with all this new information, it's kind of like when you go to a conference. I used to go to a lot of business conferences back in the day, and somebody would say something on stage and you go, oh fuck, that's how I need to run the business, or that's how I need to do my marketing. That's just the awareness. That still doesn't put it into your business. That still doesn't run the ads. That still doesn't create the content. You still have to go and do that. Plant medicine is very similar to that. It shows you what you need to do potentially, but then you have to go and walk the path. You have to go and live the life. Something that I've seen actually through a lot of people who have experienced this is they think the medicine fixes you. What the medicine does is it's like a therapist, it's like a doctor, it's like somebody who will give you the tools for you to go and fix yourself. That's not something I knew, but it is something that I see so often with people. So just to wrap on that final question, the work starts after. You get the revelations, you'll get the experience, you'll get the knowledge, understanding, you'll get everything you need. Generally, the plant will give you what you need, even if it's not what you want. same as the universe and cosmic connection to everything that we're, whether it's God or whatever language you want to put in it. Universe is the language I use as someone that's not very religious. You're going to get what you need, but it's up for you to do the work after that. So hopefully that answers the question in regards to the aftermath.